It is a town that leans red in a deep blue state, but the struggling steel community of Granite City is now experiencing a boom of sorts as Democratic policies have created an alternate source of income. When Roe v. Wade was overturned by the Supreme Court this past summer, this city became an island of hope for women in red states seeking abortions, and in the process revived a contentious debate and some say the community's economy. Etched along the narrow border between Missouri and Illinois lies the Mississippi River. Its winding curves don't just separate two states. The waterway underscores a stark division between two dueling political ideologies. You literally are a divided city when it comes to abortion.
I would agree with that. Yeah. It's sad when our citizens just can't come to an agreement on anything related to that topic.
The decades-old debate is especially contentious here, on the corner of 21st and Iowa Streets, just outside the Hope Clinic, which now provides on average 40 abortions a day.
This country's working very hard right now to get past all the racial issues that we've seen in this country forever. And you know, I think we can conquer that. I don't know that we'll ever conquer the abortion issue.
10 miles outside St. Louis, Missouri is Granite City, Illinois. A once thriving steel town that's now more bust than boom. The city's population has dwindled, losing nearly half of its former residents in the past 60 years, now home to empty storefronts and boarded-up buildings, haunting remnants of what once was.
Granite City was once recognized as an all-American city. What led to its decay?
These plants are going by the wayside, and if our government doesn't step up and keep industry like this alive, you're going to see a lot more decay in the United States.
So goes Granite City, so goes the rest of the country.
This is Americana, right? This is what America was built on. It's built on hard work and labor and factories like this. And when those jobs are gone, where does the average man work?
Thanks to tariffs imposed on steel imports by former President Donald Trump in 2018, Granite City was able to reopen its steel factory.
After years of shutdowns and cutbacks, today the blast furnace here in Granite City is blazing bright. Workers are back on the job, and we are once again pouring new American steel into the spine of our country.
But just a few years after reopening, U.S. Steel has announced it's considering closing down much of the steel processing side of the plant, effectively eliminating 1,000 jobs. The steel mill, once a sign of life and prosperity, now casts a dark shadow over a dying community that's itching for a rebirth. A city that ironically got a new jolt of life on June 24th, the day the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade.
Your phone, did it start ringing off the hook?
Oh, yeah, immediately. So our phone call volume typically in a day is 150. That day we had 600 calls. I mean, we just couldn't answer them.
Created in 1974, situated in the southern tip of a long blue state surrounded by a sea of red, the Hope Clinic and others nearby provide the only legal abortion option for women from hundreds of miles away. While the county itself leans conservative, the state is led by Democrats.
Illinois is a beacon of hope in an increasingly dark world.
There are some people who blame the Hope Clinic for the demise of Granite City. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I have heard that storyline, yes, but I've been working here at Hope Clinic for 11 years. I have never met a patient who didn't need the abortion that they came to get.
Dr. King says in order to keep up with the demand this summer, they've had to double their on-staff doctors.
Do you have to turn people away?
Yeah. Even in states where abortion's protected, people are now having a hard time getting those appointments, getting to see a provider. It's already difficult to access health care, but if you add a several hundred-mile drive or flight, hotel rooms, days off of work, childcare, to that, it becomes insurmountable for some people and very difficult for the people who do make it here.
After the Supreme Court's decision, many Republican-led states were quick to ban abortions outright or enact severe restrictions.
The vote in Kansas, they still want to be able to keep abortion legal in that very red state. What was your reaction to that?
I was very surprised to see that that was the outcome.
Kansas was the first state to vote on abortion rights. Voters rejected the proposed constitutional amendment with a resounding no.
I felt like a small glimmer of optimistic hope there, maybe, that other things can happen in other states that's similar.
That sentiment is echoed by the majority of Americans. According to a recent poll by Pew Research, 62% of Americans say abortion should be legal in most cases. Since Roe was overturned, the Hope Clinic has seen a 40% increase in patients, 85% from out of state, potentially injecting new life into the floundering city. For Mayor Michael Parkinson, Granite City has been his family's home for 3 generations. The towering figure of the steel mill sits right outside his office window in City Hall, its presence a daily reminder of what was once the heartbeat of this community.
When you think about the fact that people are going to be coming from hundreds of miles away, they need a place to eat, they need a place to sleep, and maybe they're going to, buy something along the way. It seems like that's good business.
If you're looking at it as just another business in your city, I mean, you would have to think it does bring some revenue into the city. The argument for the people that don't like abortion are going to say it's dirty money, and our city's going to be cursed for accepting it.
Just over the bridge in St. Louis, where all abortion clinics have closed, groups like Support After Abortion are dealing with the aftermath, offering therapy and support to women and men who have undergone or experienced regret from an abortion.
We help provide healing for people who have had an adverse reaction to an abortion. And it's a place where a person can come to get confidential, non-biased support, because everyone deserves to get healing for whatever they're going through.
What do you think about the Hope Clinic?
When I see even the word Granite City, it sometimes put a knot in my stomach.
Patricia Brown says she's found healing from the group after getting an abortion from the Hope Clinic many years ago when she was 16, a decision she says she's now lived to regret.
If I had known there was going to be an emptiness, ain't no way I would have did that.
I do feel like our country needs to talk about this whole abortion issue more. I mean, what is an abortion? What are all the impacts? There's just a lot of education that needs to be done on this whole topic.
Like its namesake, Granite City is a symbol of strength, its people resilient in the face of adversity, something women heading to the city's clinic may also be seeking.
It's not lost on most people, I'm sure, that the clinic's name is Hope.
Mm-hmm.
What does Granite need at this point to have hope?
Towns like ours, they're slowly faltering and going away. My hope is that we can finally put politics aside and start doing what's right for every city and not just the wealthy ones. This has always been a controversial issue in our country. At some point, you have to wonder, maybe it's time for the men to step aside and just let the women vote on it.